Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Nkanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Date. Coming up in the headlines.
360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Tonight, the cost of living and doing business to remain high as government adjusts inflation target upwards from 18.9% to 31.3% in mid-year budget review. But Finance Minister says significant progress has been made to revive the economy.
Gross international reserves sufficient to cover at least 0.8 months of imports of goods and service by 2023.
We'll go to the Ashanti region where tricycle operators in Kumasi refuse to comply with directives not to ride within the central business district.
Instead of using enforcement to let people do the right thing, we want people to have their attitudes changed.
Also coming up, Colleges of Education Teachers Association (CETAG) declares strike from Tuesday, August 1.
In business news, Finance Minister describes first half of 2023 as a difficult period.
On the international front, at least 6 people, including a 10-year-old girl and her mother, killed by a Russian missile strike on Ukrainian city of Kryvyi. We're live around the world on 3news.com. That's our website. Also on Facebook and on DSTV. You're watching us on channel 279. A lot has been happening in Parliament today, and certainly that's where our focus will be. Let's dig in now, where Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has been describing the first half of the year as a difficult one. He admits that the country's economic crisis also emanates from fundamental and systemic weaknesses that must be boldly confronted. Nanekia Mensah-Brampa brings us highlights of what the minister describes as critical issues from the mid-year budget review in Parliament.
Key among the weaknesses Ken Ofori-Atta identified include Ghana's low GDP ratio, high demand and dependence on imports, including food products that can be produced here, inefficient power management, numerous statutory funds with expenditure issues. To mention a few, the Finance Minister says government is ready to put in strong efforts to address these critical issues.
On our part, we will ensure that we implement systems to enhance revenue collection through compliance measures to bring public finances back to a sustainable path while growing the real sector of the economy, especially agriculture. Implement the necessary structural reforms to strengthen expenditure commitment control, avoid arrears accumulation, and protect the public purse. Strengthen SOE governance, review statutory funds, and ensure improved alignment of key priorities, address the energy sector challenges, and implement the accelerated community roads improvement phase 2 to expand motorability and improve roads nationwide.
With threats from the Chamber of Independent Power Producers and bulk consumers to shut down their plants in coming days, the Finance Minister insists government is engaging the IPPs on debt relief and financing arrangements of the $2.3 billion debt.
Although pension funds were exempted from the main DDEP, we continue to engage them. Mr. Speaker, we are also engaging with the IPPs on debt relief and financing arrangements to achieve both debt sustainability for Ghana and financial sustainability for the energy sector.
Under government initiatives, phase 2 of the Planting for Food and Jobs is being finalized to ensure more efficient and targeted supports for the agricultural sector.
The program has directly contributed to increased crop yields for major food staples such as maize, rice, and soya by 135%, 67%, and 18% respectively within the period. After a comprehensive review, government is finalizing PFJ Phase 2 to ensure a more efficient and targeted support for the agricultural sector. The key elements of Phase 2 are inputs credit systems, storage and distribution infrastructure, commodity trading, and digitized platforms.
Government is also working towards securing carbon financing to support climate change. As anticipated by the business community and economic analysts, no new taxes have been introduced. Ken Ofori-Atta says the current preconditions have become necessary for long-term economic growth and transformation. As such, government intends to pursue a growth agenda that is fully aligned with the 2028 timeline for returning to a path of debt sustainability.
Given the limited fiscal space, as well as our determination not to accumulate new arrears, our growth agenda will be mainly financed from domestic and external private sector investments, as well as a rationalization of ongoing programs. The approach is to prioritize existing programs that are critical for growth and can be implemented to deliver quick results without huge demands on the available budgetary resources. Ultimately, we will aggressively encourage the private sector under the Ghana Mutual Prosperity Dialogue framework to promote shared growth anchored on job creation, food security, exports, and import substitution.
With a revised economic growth target of 1.5% from an initial 2.8%, the economy is projected to contract. This, however, falls in line with the IMF and World Bank projections of 1.6%. For government, strong fiscal consolidation is a necessity for the economy to recover quickly. From Parliament House, Nana Mensah Brampa, 3 Business.
And the minority has been reacting to the budget review, accusing the finance minister of deepening the country's woes.
That he has successfully turned the corner. That can never be the case. In fact, according to Adongo, he's not even close to the corner. What he has successfully done, indeed, is that he has deepened the woes of the ordinary Ghanaian. He has revised economic growth from 2.8% of GDP to 1.5% of GDP. This clearly shows that the economy is contracting and it is declining, and obviously is going to affect jobs. He has informed us that the economy is going down, and to the extent that GDP growth is going to be 1.5% by the end of the year 2023. Even this, I have my doubt. Because looking at all what is happening, if care is not taken, we will struggle to see economic growth at above 1%.
We all listen to the funeral dirge. At some point, I had to wake up and ask them to wake up from sleep and listen to the man. So when they finally got up and said, yeah, they were sleeping. So I was surprised when they suddenly woke up, they were shouting when they hadn't heard the man speaking. What this means is that the Bank of Ghana itself, as we speak, is not fit for purpose. Because Bank of Ghana, as we speak today, cannot undertake monetary policy without printing money, because it doesn't have money. And yet you say you have turned the corner.
Both minority and majority was engaged on this parliament before it came out. So if somebody come out to say it's a debt, why couldn't you have told us that, no, don't bring this budget because it's a debt? And I mean, when the minister came and said, this is what I'm bringing, we could have stopped it from there. That no, what you are bringing is not any exciting. And that is the reason why the minister brought it to you, that this is what I'm bringing. This is what you are representing, over 30 million people. This is what I'm coming to say. Are you okay with it? And you all were happy, and he presented to us, presented to the whole world, and he says it's a debt. Oh, there's nothing, it cannot be. As I'm saying, we are not out of the woods. We cannot pride ourselves that our economy is doing best. We cannot. But we can say that some few years back, just last year, by this time last year, we were buying a fuel at 23 cedis, but now it's around 14. We were buying a dollar at around 17. It's now at 11. It tells you that yes, there are certain challenges that has been curtailed. And therefore, this budget didn't come with any supplementary, didn't come with any requests, didn't come with any new taxes, should make us feel proud that, okay, as Ghanaians, we are getting it right now.
All right, so let's, interrogate a number of the things the finance minister said when he met Parliament earlier today to deliver the mid-year budget review. Professor Lord Mensah is an economics professor and a lecturer at the University of Ghana, Legon. Prof, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, good evening, and good evening to our viewers.
The finance minister says that the economy has turned the curve. That's the word he used, indicating that we have seen some significant improvement since the first tranche of the IMF money arrived. Are the economic indicators positive from where you sit, considering what the finance minister said?
Yeah, so you can lay your hands on three indicators that he mentioned: exchange rate, inflation, and interest rate. And clearly, the levels of interest rate and how, deep, if I should say, it fell in terms of the exchange rate. It tells you that even to the level where there's an improvement, we still cannot have a good impact of this in the economy. Let me come to the inflation. Inflation was hovering around 52 point something. And now we're talking about 40-something%, which is still way above, the treasury bill rate. So all investors who are rushing to put their money in treasury bills are recording negative real value because their purchasing power is being wiped out by inflation. And the finance minister has indicated that by the end of the year, we should see inflation, around 39%, and which tells you that indeed, even by the end of the year, investments may not realize positive, real value. So, well, per numbers, it is an improvement. But then if you are looking at the economic impact, it is not an improvement because it hasn't changed, the dimensions or the directions of the economy. I know it's going to take some time anyway, but, if you look at the numbers, you can say, yes, we've leaped in a positive direction. Reduction in inflation is a good signal. Right. Interest rate, for instance, treasury bill, went above, way somewhere 36 point something. But then now we're talking about 30% thereabout, which in itself is a sign that, yes, the interest rate is improving. But does it, make someone who needs funds comfortably walk to the bank and say, I'm going to borrow at a lower cost? That's not the case. Even liquidity is a problem. So from where I sit, in terms of numbers, all these indicators have improved. But looking at economic impact, I can say it's too early. And those numbers or those improvements are not going to make any economic impact.
Right. And it was also obvious from the beginning that he was not going to ask for any extra funding from the state. However, he also did not scrap or review the taxes like COVID levy or the e-levy as many had hoped. Are you surprised that he did not do that?
I'm not surprised because this is a government that, over the years has been emphasizing on revenue generation instead of expenditure cut. So any opportunity that will avail itself as far as making money available to the public purse, it will be difficult to take it off. And so I wasn't expecting that to be changed. But then in the worst case, I was expecting that it would have been recalibrated, looking at how COVID has outlived its purpose, because COVID, even the World Health Organization has declared that the world is without COVID now. So it means that whatever, levy we are collecting tied to COVID must go. So I was expecting a recalibration because looking at the revenue handle, it's difficult to introduce, a tax handle than to remove it. So once you have it in place, and looking at a government that has been emphasizing on revenue generations without expenditure cut, it is, something that was expected. I wasn't expecting that COVID levy will be removed. In the West, I was expecting it to be recalibrated. Right. But then also, This is also a government that has given you the signal that most of its, flagship programs are still on the run. If you take what do we call it? The IPEP project, the Agenda 111 project, which they have indicated that they're going to build 111 hospitals. And you know how much each hospital is costing? Each hospital will cost us around $60 million, $12 million for construction and $4 million for equipment purchases to fit into the hospital. We need 101 of this. Multiplying this by 101, we are talking about over I think the figure, I wrote the figure somewhere. That's over 1.6 billion US dollars. And you see, if a government shows a signal and commitment in that regard, it tells you that there's no way, any revenue handle is going to be removed. Right. And if you take this seriously, you realize that government intention to spend is still there. And I can tell you that will be difficult, to bring interest rate down. And the treasury bill rate will keep on swelling until the end of the year, hopefully.
Right. Prof, thank you so much for your time. Professor Lord Mensah is a professor of economics and a lecturer at the University of Ghana.
And a section of Ghanaians have been reacting to the fallout from the mid-year budget review.
I was hoping that the tax on sanitary pad could have been abolished or should be abolished, which they didn't take into consideration after the protests and everything, because sanitary pad now has become very expensive and people find it very difficult to purchase, and even those buying now, it's becoming a problem because you see some people have to buy like 2 or 3 and it's becoming very, very expensive. So I was hoping that could have been done just to ease a little bit of pressure from we females or women.
Basically, I was looking at having them reduce taxes of the pads, and I'm saying the pads because I'm a female, and I've seen the stress that I had to go through having to purchase menstrual towels that are worth too much than they were in the past 2 years. And then looking at that as well, looking at the fact that actually there are no taxes in the budget, maybe it's good news to some of us.
I believe that every country needs tax to run the country, but with the COVID tax, I'm of the view that it should be abolished, because now we can say that the COVID has a bit calmed down and it's not in the system again.
Still on issues of financing, the Bank of Ghana's audited financial statement for 2022 indicates that the total liabilities of the central bank and its subsidiaries exceeded its total assets by 54.52 billion cedis as of the 31st of December 2022. The central bank has also posted losses totaling 60.81 billion cedis for the 2022 financial year. There is more in the following report.
While the country awaited updates from the finance minister on key economic indicators of the Ghanaian economy, not many expected the details of the 2022 audited report of the central bank. The Bank of Ghana, mandated to regulate, supervise and direct the banking and credit systems to ensure the smooth operation of a safe and sound banking system, in very contradictory fashion to the performance of banks within the financial sector, posted a whopping 60 billion cedis in losses. The bank recorded negative equity in sharp contrast of the positive in 2021. This negative equity resulted in what now is a 60 billion cedis debt, leaving the institution near insolvency. According to the BOG, the loss has been occasioned from the impact of the domestic debt exchange program, which cost the bank some 48 billion cedis. Also, impairment from quasi-government institutions amounted to some 6 billion cedis in losses, while the impact of exchange rate depreciation accounted for some 5.27 billion cedis in losses. For now, experts have been left with nothing but shock at the details, with the minority threatening action against the governor of the central bank, Dr. Ernest Addison.
Let's now go to the Ashanti region, where tricycle riders have refused to comply with directives by city authorities not to operate within the central business district of Kumasi. The riders are resisting the move to ban them from entering restricted zones. KMU officials say they are aiming at voluntary compliance of the directives, but would be left with no option to apply force if persuasion fails.
The plan implementation to ban tricycle taxis from entering the central business district of Kumasi appears to have failed for the second time. Now, city authorities decided that effective Monday, July 31, they will prevent any tricycle taxi from entering. Whoever enters will be arrested. The move is to decongest the city, but a visit to the restricted areas showed non-compliance of the directive. The riders are conducting their operations without any hindrance. Some of them say they are unaware of such directives. I only heard people talking about the restriction, but I didn't know it starts today. I disagree with the reason to prevent us from operating in the CBD. They should rather regulate our activities. I'm not aware the ban begins today. This is where we work. So telling us not to come here, it's like telling us to stop this work. The KMA Transport Division has been explaining to us why the implementation has not been effective.
We want people to, in their own volition, obey rules that have been set out. Instead of using enforcement to let people do the right thing, we want people to have their attitudes changed. And you know, when attitudes change, it's easier to manage than forcing people to do things. If it happens that by that time people are still being recalcitrant, we will start enforcing the rule. By next week or two, we are moving to the taxis, we are moving to the trotro, we are working with the long distance people, we are looking at the cargo vehicles that are parking in town, which are not supposed to, between the hours of 9 and 6 p.m. And so we are taking it one after the other, and we are expecting that people will naturally change their attitudes and then get things to work for us in our city.
Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Let's shift our attention to education. The Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CETAG, has declared a strike effective Tuesday, August 1, due to government's failure to implement allowances as ordered by the National Labour Commission. President of CETAG, Prince Obenhima, declared the industrial action at a news conference in Kumasi.
Withdrawal of services due to failure of the government to comply with the National Labour Commission's arbitral award orders. Now, following several efforts by leadership of CETAG to impress on our employer to comply with the arbitral award orders issued by the National Labour Commission on 2nd May 2023, the National Delegates Conference of CETAG has at its meeting held from Sunday 30th to Monday 31st July 2023, today, resolved that effective Tuesday, 1st August 2023, all tutors with emphasis, yes, all tutors of the 46 public colleges of education in Ghana are to withdraw teaching and related services until our employer has complied with all the orders of the NLC. All the orders underlined. Yay. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, the demands of CETAG are as follows. 1, full payment of 7 months arrears of allowances accruing from the approved conditions of service owed members per the NLC's arbitral award order. 2, payment of 1 month's salary to each member of CETAG as compensation for additional duty performed in the year 2022 as ordered by the NLC. 3, publication of the report of the staff audit, and subsequent extension of public universities' rate of allowances to deserving members of CITAC per the NLC's arbitral award order. 4, immediate release of leave roster by each college of education to enable each tutor take 15 working days leave for the year 2022 as ordered by the NLC. And then 5, unconditional cancellation of the killer all year-round academic calendar, effective 2023-2024 academic year.
I will definitely keep an eye on this story. We actually were billed to speak to the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission on this because it is their directive that has been flouted by government. That is why this strike, effective tomorrow, will be kicking off. Trust us to keep you posted when we do get something concrete. You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We'll be back with business. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma deju me ma wonsa.
Efrema bema gani oba.
Ma wonsa. Sentuntum ma sumuja ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Common tontom na empum wisie bebre na ema wo mowa na ema wo nhwem na ehwam.
Having insecticide spray hwam na sanso kum a wotu ene omo wia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent no ekumwa warrior na senja hwa wechiri.
Having black mosquito quail empum wisie bebre and say wo hwene so ehwam kama quail no emubu na jumo size no boduma don't shred to me no.
And a heaven spray having naphthalene balls ni perfumed insect repellent no ekumwa omutu na wa nam from na senja hwa wechi.
Heaven dear bakope. Heaven dear
FDA achi edrede krato yatum.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Money there, 1 MP. They want 539 chop money a big jar. You chop money on a pebiara. I want no 20 fan bremo. A brow bed dial *446#. Now sell it to option 2 no. Nature day 539 chop money. Try direct 2 no. Now this can of the try no more 40 times. Direct 3 no. Now this can of the try no more 400 times. Now direct 1 no. But this can of the try no more 20 times. Wait me swap permit numbers no. Now wait didn't wait me have our man so every barco. I could see a dear sankron. Any dear, I am rekeke. Today 539 direct. Nanuni lottery, a more conia sauro be bree, and you can papa. Wait me a D. You will chop money on a pebiara. No for good mobile wallet so. Dial *446#. Nature Dewa 539 chop money. Dewa.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
It's now time for the latest in the world of business news with Michael Obodu. Michael, it's all about food inflation.
Exactly. So we'll be highlighting some of the policies that the government is introducing to help check the rising concerns of food inflation. Give us the details. Thank you so much. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obodu. With food inflation in the country at concerning levels, the government is working to address the situation by introducing policies through its Plentiful Food and Jobs program to boost food production in the coming months. This is among other issues highlighted in this year's mid-year budget statement by the Finance Minister earlier today in Parliament. Food inflation, which indicates the rate of price change year-on-year for June, stood at 54.2%. The impact of inflation was further highlighted in the World Bank 2022 report on Ghana, which indicated that the phenomenon pushed some 850,000 Ghanaians into poverty, while 7.7 million Ghanaians were labeled as food insecure, with the numbers expected to remain high throughout 2023. Despite these concerns, the government reviewed its inflation target for the year upwards to 31.3% from a previous 18.9%.
End-period headline inflation of 31.3% from 18.9%. Primary balance on commitment basis of a deficit of 0.5% of GDP compared to a surplus of 0.7% of GDP, aligning with IMF-supported primary balances. Gross international reserves sufficient to cover at least 0.8 months of imports of goods and service by 2023.
Even though the finance minister indicated that the country's economy had turned the corner for this year, he announced a downward revision of the growth target for the year.
Mr. Speaker, key revisions to the macro fiscal target for 2023 year include: 1. Overall real GDP growth rate of 1.5% down from 2.8%. Non-oil revenue GDP growth rate of 1.5% down from 3%.
The World Bank had, among others, proposed policies to enhance the agricultural sector as a means to tackle food inflation, and it appears the government took heed to some of the suggestions.
After a comprehensive review, government is finalizing PFJ Phase 2 to ensure a more efficient and targeted support for the agricultural sector. The key elements of Phase 2 are inputs credit systems, storage and distribution infrastructure, commodity trading, and digitized platforms.
Many had expected a review of some taxes in the mid-year budget review, like the e-levy, the COVID-19 levy, especially as the World Health Organization had announced an end of the pandemic, a scrapping of taxes on sanitary pads, among others. But they were left disappointed as the finance minister was silent on these issues, maybe an indicator that desperate times do require desperate measures. Michael Obodu reporting. Now, banking consultant Dr. Kojo Abuaje-Debra is calling for Parliament's immediate intervention to restore the capital of the Bank of Ghana. The central bank reported significant losses totaling 60.81 billion Ghana cedis for the financial year 2022, in stark contrast to the 1.23 billion profit recorded in 2021. Dr. Abuaje-Debra spoke on Business Focus.
I'm advocating that you cannot ask. I think we need to remove our lenses. This is not a political issue. This is the people of Ghana.
Indeed.
So we've come to a point where there's a crossroad, and therefore we need a transitional supervisory role. And I'm saying, look, Parliament should step in and supervise the restoration of capital. Now, if we do that, there will be sanity, there will be stability, and there will be confidence. And then there are other issues that we can bring in terms of separation of the function, because Bank of Ghana is operating treasury functions and policy functions. I think with time we need to look at some of those. But for now, I'm advocating that, look, we need a transition in terms of supervisory role for restoration of capital. Because Bank of Ghana mandates now, given the opinion of the auditors, I think it would be appropriate on their own sense to ask a third party to step in transitionally. That doesn't mean we are taking their independence away.
Vlisco has launched a new fabric collection to support women and the youth in the fashion industry. A fashion exhibition was also held to showcase new designs and talents.
Vlisco is a brand which represents aspirations, dreams and hope for the future. It also guarantees customers quality, authentic fabrics.
Actually unique in the sense that it is produced and put together for this time and this season, and also top of the quality pile, because every single collection is very carefully designed, crafted and manufactured to meet the needs of a modern person in Ghana.
The collection, dubbed Celebration of Life, represents the problems that have been overcome by society. Marketing Director Marianne Boatin noted that Vlisco will continue to support women and the youth in the fashion industry.
Every quarter we come up with a new collection, and each of the collections that we come out with are special designs. They are limited editions. So when you see this collection and it goes, you will see another collection again. So we have a theme of designers that come up with these collections to keep in trend with the fashion trends and then the things that are happening around the world, things that people like.
The event was climaxed with an exhibition to showcase a three-piece capsule collection and a third runner-up for the fashion fan Okara. The new designs are available for purchase at the Vlisco shop in the Accra Mall.
Well, that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, please visit our website 3news.com. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next is sports.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Introducing the new Jamal washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I still to be.
Ma, you brought 5 big sachets of new Jama washing powder.
Yes, ma'am.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma'am.
Then add 30 sacks of Jama washing powder to your engagement list.
Hey, Jama. Yes,
ma'am. New Jama washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Up, 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 up. Forward, forward, forward. Up, up, forward, forward.
For the top of them. Hey, let's see what they are by you.
Hey, driver. Who quiet day?
Danilo. What is Tampana they say? Something seeing is believing. When you're the latest, the freshest, the strongest, Sumo Super from Polytank. Africa's first ever 3-layered water tank of its kind.
Giving you great strength, greater lifespan, and the best price ever. Polytank, trusted by generations.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Ankasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papa no. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hotome. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what? What me the papaye? What me soki? Echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say your pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
Life is good today, but tomorrow may be different. You don't have to keep working or depend on your children during old age to live comfortably. When you level up, remember that things can change. You don't have to depend on others if an accident leaves you permanently disabled. You have an expectation of a comfortable life during retirement. We hope it doesn't happen, but a booming business can sometimes decline. You want to be there every moment for your loved ones. But tomorrow is not guaranteed. But with SNIT, you can secure your future no matter the work you do. Register and sign up for SEED from SNIT for old age pension, invalidity pension, and survivor's lump sum benefit for your dependents. Take control of your future. Ayodachio, Fano Personal. Contact SNIT for more inquiries. SNIT, we deliver on our promise. T's and C's apply.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for sports. Hello,
You look polished. You look nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like how you look.
Thank you. I didn't
in your, you know.
Yeah. Double-breasted.
Yeah.
All right. So what's happening in sports?
Well, we're looking at the local football before we move on elsewhere, and dates for the respective match days of the 2023-2024 Premier League have been announced by the Ghana Football Association. Match day 1 of the new season will kick off September 15 to 18th, 2023. Oriku Ampofo has more in this report.
Defending champions Mediama will begin their season at home against Accra Lions, who narrowly escaped relegation last season. Bando Heart of Lions will mark their return to the top flight after an 8-year absence with a difficult trip to Asante Kotoko. The biggest fixture of the calendar takes place on match day 14 when Heart of Oak hosts Swan rivals Asante Kotoko, with a return fixture in Kumasi taking place on match day 31. The Manchester derby between Heart of Oak and Great Olympics is slated for match day 16 and 33, whilst Kotoko play rivals Aduana and Kumasi on match day 5 before travelling to Doma on match day 22. Bofo Akotano returned to the Ghana Premier League after 16 years and have a manageable set of fixtures to start with, facing Olympics, Real Tamale United, Heart of Oak, newly promoted Heart of Lions and Bibiani Gold Stars in their first 5 games. The 2023-2024 Ghana Premier League season is expected to kick off on September 15.
All right, now let me just run by you what the first few fixtures will be for the top clubs. And I'm starting with Medeama Sporting Club. Of course, they are the current champions. They play Accra Lions, Aduana, Nations FC, newly promoted, Bichim United, and then in Sotreman. That will be a very difficult start for them. How about Hearts of Oak? Your first 5 fixtures will be Real Tamale United, in Sotreman, Bofo Akotano, Dreams FC, and then Hearts of Lions, who are also newly promoted there. And then there is Asante Kotoko playing against Lions. First game, Lions will definitely have it very difficult when you look at their first 5 fixtures. Bibiani Gold Stars, Karela United, Accra Lions, and Aduana Stars will start for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now, there's Aduana Stars who will be starting their campaign with Samatex, Medeama Sporting Club, Legon Cities, Bekum Chelsea, and then Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And then you have Bichim United as well in the top 4 last season, very, very close to winning the title. In Sotreman, they will start with Medeama Sporting Club, will follow Samatex, Medeama as already in there. It's a mistake there. And then there's Legon Cities. Now there's Ousmane Dembele, who is in the news because he could be a PSG player in the coming days while Palace make headway in finding a replacement for the departed Wilfred Zaha. Now here's your 3 Sports transfer wrap for today.
Crystal Palace have completed the signing of Matheus Franca on a €30 million total package from Flamengo. Palace look to reinforce the attack by introducing the 19-year-old after the departure of Wilfried Zaha to Galatasaray on a free transfer. Olympique Marseille have reached an agreement with Sheffield United for Liman Ndiaye in a deal worth £21 million. The 23-year-old is set for a new adventure in France. Paris Saint-Germain are in talks with Barcelona to secure the services of French winger Ousmane Dembele on a permanent transfer. The Frenchman has a release clause of €50 million, which will expire in the coming hours. Everton have reached an agreement with Sporting to sign Youssef Chermiti as their new striker for the upcoming season. The 19-year-old Portuguese forward is expected to be unveiled as the new Everton player in the coming days.
Now, Nigeria have booked a spot in the knockout phase of the 2023 Women's World Cup after a goalless draw with Ireland earlier today. The Super Falcons set a record as the first African country to reach the knockout stages without losing a game in the group stage. 3 Sports.
FIFA Women's World Cup. After finishing second in Group B, the Super Falcons finished a Women's World Cup group stage campaign unbeaten for the first time in the nation's history. Nigeria became the first African country at the Women's World Cup finals to navigate the group phase without a defeat. The Super Falcons began their campaign with a point after a goalless draw against Canada and then produced a stunning 3-2 win over co-host Australia.
He needs to be careful here. Oh, in a mess, Oswala scores brilliantly. The huge upset is on here.
Before drawing their final group game against Ireland earlier today. Nigeria will most likely face England in the round of 16, hoping to repeat their quarter-final appearance in 1999.
And that'll be all for the sports here on News 360. Remember, it's Monday, and so we have Sports Station coming your way later at 9 p.m. Stay tuned to TV3 Entertainment is next.
everyday men, strong and refined. The skincare you deserve. Dream.
Introducing the new Jamal washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I see to be.
Ma, you brought 5 big sachets of new Jamal washing powder.
Yes, ma.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma.
Then add 30 sacks of Jamal washing powder to your engagement list.
Hey,
Jamal. Yes, ma.
New Jamal washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mami Musa was same yansa. Mun networks are use no. I'm planning and I'm recharge ya. Munyam faso everyone so. Mabwa, Capre, wait. And that's what you want. Muntian Carbodi through. Vodafone say every Saturday, a Brevia Uber recharge from 5 cities El Cobiano. Assigned with seek up to 20% amount back cash. Our Vodafone cash so. It shock you? What did you hear say? Uber recharge. Say my Vodafone app. Vodafone cash. Credit transfer. Short code. MBA. Uradia.
Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana Cedi or more in Vodafone's demo promotion and receive up to 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone demo promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyled, Vodafone, Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
The evergreen Crystal Ayi is here to give us the latest in the world of entertainment. You're giving us some Tina Turner vibes.
Well, a little something. I'm not going to go all out though, but good to see you and good evening to you. My name is Crystal Kwame Ayi. Let's get straight into entertainment news. Now, the 16th edition of TV3's reality show, Ghana's Most Beautiful, has been launched. The grand launch signals the start of yet another thrilling, familiarizing journey with Ghana's rich cultural heritage. Here is a report by 3 Entertainment.
So tonight is the night we've all been waiting for, is the grand launch and unveiling of GMB 2023 as 16 beautiful ladies are ready to be unveiled to the whole world. It's going to be a beautiful night of pomp, pageantry and culture.
It's been 16 consistent years of entertaining and educating Ghanaians on the most prestigious reality show, Ghana's Most Beautiful, which has enlightened Ghanaians on some cherished cultural and traditional values. In its 15-year history, the platform has groomed and empowered numerous Ghanaian women. The journey is on for the 16th season of this insightful reality show.
And there comes the pride of the Ashanti region. Agatha Osei is from Asinia in the Ashanti region. But she says on this platform, you can call her Ebo. From the Savannah region, we present to you So you've seen our 16 beautiful ladies. Time now to meet our beautiful judges who will be with them all throughout the season and find out how the season is going to be from their lenses.
It's been a night of splendor, spectacular events. All the girls are looking so beautiful. All I keep telling them is all of them, they have the capacity to be the winner. The only thing that stops them is themselves. Whether they believe in themselves that they can do it. But once they've gotten here, it means the initial steps have already been taken. There are young girls looking at you, inspired by you, motivated by you. Stand up for yourself, be memorable, be exciting, and believe you me, we the judges here, we are only here to guide you, and we will guide you as far as you want to go.
In her speech, the Group CEO of Media General, Madam Beatrice Agyemang, said the GMB platform will continue to empower young Ghanaian women to be agents of change in society.
As GMB continues to serve as a powerful platform for young Ghanaian women to flourish, express themselves, and embrace their cultural identity, we invite you to stand with Media General and TV3 in welcoming this new season of Ghana's Most Beautiful. Together, let's challenge societal stereotypes, empower our incredible contestants to break barriers, and inspire viewers from all corners of our nation.
GMB 2023 will excite viewers with a blend of culture, fun, and intellect as the delegates look all geared up to make their regions proud.
Truly exciting times. Still on GMB, the reigning Ghana's Most Beautiful Queen, Taya, born Taya Aisha Damani, has charged the newly unveiled GMB contestants to be authentic and strive to make their regions proud. She gave the advice at the launch of this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful in Accra.
First of all, I'd say congratulations to all 16 delegates. They've come a long way. They've come this far, not only by your support, but by their hard work. As you know, Ghana's Most Beautiful is the ultimate pageant in the country, the most honorable and the most coveted. So we're all hoping to have fun during this competition, but we are looking out for the queen. So just give us your best. As someone who's been in their shoes and getting to wear the crown, my message to all of them would be that, yes, it is a competition, but just be you, be authentic, pray a lot to God, be respectful and humble. A queen needs to embody so much, and that's what we are looking out for. So humility is something that will take you to the crown as well.
And that's it for entertainment news. Do well to follow our socials at 3 Entertainment GH for many more updates. My name is Crystal Kwame Ayi. Up next is the international news.
Niger's ousted president has been seen for the first time since the military detained him in a coup last week. Mohamed Bazoum met Chad's leader, Mahamat Idriss Déby, in Niger's capital. Déby, who also met the coup leaders, is spearheading mediation efforts after West African leaders gave Niger's military 7 days to give up power. The junta accused the ousted government of authorizing France to carry out an attack to try to free Bazoum. General Abdurrahman, the head of the Presidential Guards Unit, declared himself Niger's new ruler on Friday. Déby said his mediation efforts was aimed at finding a peaceful solution to the crisis which is shaking Niger, which borders Chad.
Thank you very much for watching News 360. That's it for the bulletin. My name is Martin Asiedu Date.
And I am Portia Gabo. Remember to brush your teeth with Pepsodent, because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.